from Paulsboro High School. Comcast Sports presents high school wrestling. Tonight it's the Seniors Classic, the Region 7 and 8 All-Stars versus the Delaware All-Stars. With John Vogeding, I'm John Mondelli, and Vogue. South Jersey looking for a little revenge. Last year, a humbling experience in Delaware.
Absolutely, and this is the 25th year, and over the 24 previous years, Delaware had only won 4 times, but they gave South Jersey a spanking last year, 44-24.
So the South Jersey looking for a little revenge, and you go through the roster and you see, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 state champions on the Delaware team, none for South Jersey. New Jersey, obviously a lot bigger wrestling area than Delaware. Still some great teams coming out of Delaware. And of course, St. Mark's and National Power representing tonight.
Yep, and we're starting at 215 pounds. They had a random draw just like they did for the state tournament files. And Paulsboro is going to lead off with Joey Grisco.
Boger used to be in the Paulsboro gym, but this is Region 7-8, not Paulsboro. They're not wearing red.
Okay, Joey Grisco starting off for Region 7-8 seniors. He's from Highland Regional High School, 37-3 in his career. 135 career wins, which I believe is a record at Highland High School. His opponent from Smyrna, Donnie Messick, 24-7 this year.
Messick's going to be wrestling at University of Delaware next year, Vogue.
And he was second in the state for Delaware this year, or for his team, second in the state of Delaware.
No score. 40 seconds in, first period.
Grisco, familiar with some of the Delaware wrestlers. He was 4th in the Beast of the East, and he was 2nd in the state this year.
Grisco in on that leg.
And he's trying to get the near side cradle. He gets his leg out of there. Oh, my.
He'll get the 2.
Lock it up, yep. Sean Felkins, the official in charge of this match, he is volunteering his time. He's from the Southern Chapter of New Jersey State Wrestling Officials Association. Ross Thomas, the veteran from Delaware. You'll see every match there are 2 officials out there, one from South Jersey and one from Delaware.
So escape now 2-1. Very impressed by Grisco the last few years, Vogue. We talked about him all season, and involved in a tough state final with Glenn Carson at Southern Regional, where he let up a takedown late in the second period and lost 3-1. But if you looked at some of the scores of Glenn Carson's matches this year, I mean, he gave Carson by far the toughest match. I mean, I know Carson was involved in a 4-2 match also in the tournament, but Grisco was right there with him.
Absolutely, and Carson's second in the state the last 2 years, so I mean, it was his title to lose this year, and Grisco gave him all he wanted.
2-1, winding down here in period number 1. South Jersey, I'll call them South Jersey, Vogue. I'm going to call them Region 7-8. Anyway, they're what's that, more gold? Both teams have the same colors, which I think we have to work on. More blue in the Delaware uniform, though.
Yeah, but I think that Grisco has more tattoos.
Okay, there you go. That's one way to identify. Because both headgears are blue, we can't do that. Yep. Grisco with the white shoes, Vogue.
There you go.
He starts on bottom, stands up real quick, trying to get the escape, might get the reversal. He'll get 1. Now takes a 3-1 lead, 5 seconds into period number 2.
Grisco had quite a good football season for Highland as well. You know, you're going to see a variety of coaches. Guy Rislow, whose son wrestled last year, and Mike McAleer are on the the Region 7-8 bench.
Yes, they are. Takedown now 5-1, another escape, 5-2. So Grisco obviously confident on his feet.
Delaware being coached by Dickie Howell. He's the head coach of the Delaware team, Team Delaware. He's a Caesar Rodney coach. Cliff Backish from Middletown, Mike Cowan from Red Lion Christian Academy, and Kurt Howell, Dickie's brother, the Smyrna head coach, is also coaching Team Delaware.
We go back to the center. 1:15 left. Talk about Grisco wrestling at Highland. Highland had 2 guys place in the states this year, Vogue, with Catalano and Grisco.
Catalano and Grisco, they both had fine years.
There you see Dickie Howell on the right. There we go. 1 minute left, 5-2.
Of course, read in the paper today that Luke Fedecco wrestled with a broken finger in that tournament in Atlantic City. Broke his finger on Friday night.
No surprise, Vogue. We've seen Fedecco wrestle for 4 years. Tough kid. Tough kid.
Without a doubt. Mentally and physically. Of course, the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame organization is one of the sponsors of this meet. The proceeds go towards scholarship funds. And you see a lot of guys from the organization here this evening and all volunteering their time.
Watch out. Messick's got Crisco in a little trouble. Look at that strength by Crisco, though. Fought it off, gets the takedown. Takes a 7-2 lead. Now setting that cradle up, though. He's looking for some back points. He has 10 seconds to work it. Don't know if he'll have enough time.
Yeah.
And time's going to run out. We'll go to the third, 7-2 Crisco, who looked like he was in a little trouble there.
Looked like it, and you use good agility and speed to get out of trouble.
So obviously, when you were down here last night, Voj, you were working with some of the wrestlers because some of those moves look like they're patented John Vogeding moves.
I only wish. Only in my dreams can I be as good as some of these guys are.
But you are a member of the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame, and they're one of the sponsors for this event, correct?
Right, and as I was saying, everybody's here volunteering their time tonight. The scorekeeper, the timekeeper, the coaches, those selling tickets in the entrance coming in.
We don't know. There's no line on this match, Voj, but obviously in a match like this early on, you want to get as many points for your team as possible. Now 7-3.
Yeah, without a doubt, because I know the very last wrestler that Team Delaware is going to send out is one of the best wrestlers on their team. So if it's not comfortable with one bout to go, Team Delaware will be in the driver's seat.
Messick coming into this match with 107 career wins. Crisco, as you said, 135. Matter of fact, another former Highland wrestler here tonight, Voj, Joe Melchiori, had a record of 125-3 in his high school career. He just walked by us, didn't he?
Yes. Now the coach at St. Augustine Prep.
There we see him sitting down.
All 3 losses his freshman year. He never lost from his sophomore year through his senior year.
There's getting that leg again. Crisco, can he get the takedown?
Trying to step across.
There's the 2. 9-3, 20 seconds left, so he's either going to put him on his back to pick up a major.
Yeah, 4 points would look big to start the match off, but when you wrestle somebody as good as some of these Delaware wrestlers are, pretty tough to do that.
There's the escape. So the final's going to be 9-4, it looks like. Well, maybe 9-6. Takedown late for Messick, but Crisco holds on, picks up a 9-6 win. And Region 7-8 takes an early 3-0 lead.
And Delaware's been finished for over a week. In fact, as they had wrestle-offs to determine who would be in the lineup tonight. And many of these Region 7-8 wrestlers just competed in a very emotional event over the weekend, the state championships in Atlantic City. So pretty tough to come out and wrestle a couple days later, even though there is a healthy weight allowance.
We go to 215, our wild card, two wrestlers at this weight. Chris Drummond from Milford going against Bill Damiano from Lower Cape May.
Bill Damiano this year, 40 wins and 4 losses, 137 career wins. So, he's a guy that was very impressive, and we saw in Region 8 at this weight class, because you had Joey Crisco, you had Zach Greenwald from Paulsboro, who's a junior, and you had Damiano. So there was some very good talent down there. And, of course, Delaware in the blue-backed uniform
right
out there with the gold in the front. And again, Damiano with a couple noticeable tattoos.
Oh, tried upper body. Got caught there, Voj. Got caught. He's in big trouble.
Oh, my.
Works his way out of that one, though. 2-2, right?
Right, 2-2.
4-0 lead for Drummond.
Chris Drummond of Milford, 30 wins and 4 losses this year.
It's the escape.
He was 3rd in the state of Delaware. like I say, they have some formidable opponents to throw out there against Region 7 and 8.
This is going to be a wild one, though, Voch. I have a feeling.
It looks like it already.
Damiano, 137 and 22 in his career, a two-time region place winner. Placed 6th in the Junior National, 7th in the state of New Jersey this year, 40 and 4. Voch attending Cleveland State. Watched them in basketball yesterday, upset Butler. You know what that means?
What's that mean?
Well, Butler's going to get in, so that means one of those bubble teams is out because they have to let another small conference team in. But I know we're not here to talk basketball.
No, please.
4-1, a wild first period so far. A lot of throws. Look at that. Oh, right to his back. Oh, man.
Put him with that headlock and just flipped him over his hip.
That's a 5-point move right there. It'll be 9-1 when we're all said and done. If not,
oh my,
lights out.
Move and
15 seconds left.
Oh my.
He's trying to step over for the pin. And once again, Damiano fights it off.
But surrendered 5 points. We have a nosebleed, so we'll have a
9-1 as we take a look at some of the crowd making the trip over the Delaware Memorial Bridge or Commodore Barry Bridge, depending on which way they're coming in.
No nosebleed. I thought that's what the official had signaled.
It's the end of the first period, 9-1 lead.
Again, Ross Thomas is the official in charge. Sean Felkin's the assistant in this bout.
Drummond, a two-time state champ, a 2007 All-American.
And Drummond obviously feels a lot more confident on his feet because he let Damiano go pretty easily.
Hey, well, a 4-point move and a 5-point move for his 9 points.
Absolutely. So he's dominated on his feet so far, and he's in on another takedown attempt. Damiano spins out of it.
9-2. I'm going to make a wager right here, Voch. For dinner on Friday.
Okay.
This will not end 9-2.
I agree. You're buying?
Look out.
Uh-oh.
You got to watch this. Sometimes when you try it out with the big guys, you can get caught.
Yes. Well, you notice the way that Drummond defended himself there. He got that overhook in right away, and where Damiano's tried to spin behind him, got the overhook in, and that canceled out the takedown attempt. Wrestlers have to be thinking all the time out there on the mat.
Under a minute left. Damiano, by the way, Burge, very good student. 3.5 GPA. Trying to use some of those smarts on the mat right here. Trying to find out how he can come back. He's 7 down. Sometimes you find wrestlers trying to get all 7 back at one time.
Oh, yeah. They'll rush things, and that's when it becomes crucial out there. When you try and rush things, you don't do things technically sound. By the way, Grisco was the second wrestler in Highland history to compete in this meet, and Damiano is the third wrestler from Lower Cape May to compete in the Classic.
It amazes me, Voge, all those stats you have. And right at your fingertips. I was out somewhere this week and a guy goes, "Do you have all that stuff memorized?" Exactly my reaction, Voge.
My brain's not that big anymore.
So Voge has the book. The book. 9-2, we go to the third.
And this is the wild card at 215 pounds. That was the random draw, 215. Joey Grisco opened the program with a 9-6 win. But Chris Drummond in control.
There we see, getting a little drink of water while Damiano is attended to.
Dickie Howell of Cesar Rodney.
One-time wrestler at Pennsgrove, right, for a year?
Yes, his senior year, he wrestled for Fred Renner at Pennsgrove High School. Fred Renner, now retired, living over in Pennsylvania. Still does a little coaching over there on a volunteer basis. Actually, Dickie Howell and Cliff Backish of Middletown are standing with their wrestler.
Of course, Voge, wrestling ends for me tonight, but not for you. Next Wednesday, you head off to where? St. Louis?
St. Louis, NCAA Division I tournament. Really looking forward to it. We have some very good candidates from New Jersey competing this year, including former South Jersey wrestlers from Winslow Township.
Jones and Burroughs.
Jordan Burroughs, Vince Jones, both at Nebraska. And, of course, Chris Noddy, who wrestled 2 years at Nassau Community College after wrestling in high school at
Holy Cross.
Yep. Will be competing for Oklahoma State. Just finished second in the Big 12 tournament.
And by the way, Voj, when is it? Next year? A couple of years? You won't get to make the long trip because it's here in Philadelphia.
Over in Philadelphia. Next year, I think it's out in Nebraska.
Okay.
And then the following year at the Wachovia Center.
An escape for Drummond here in the third. It's now 10-2.
So I'll be able to get you press credentials for that, and you can sit right next to me.
Voj, I'll look forward to that. Just the finals, though. I'm not a wrestlehead like you. I don't know if I could do that many. I'll go for the big time, the big finals.
Al Maloney of Region
Drummond.
7 and 8.
Drummond's trying for that big move again. Now you see him trying to work the leg by the line.
And John Groom of Delaware will be the next officials on the mat. Again, all volunteers.
Unlike us.
Oh, I think it's very nice of you to volunteer your time to be here.
Just not my knowledge, Voj. I'm getting paid for my knowledge, not my time.
That's true.
Damiano trying for the takedown. Runs out of space. 1:11 left. He's down by 8. So he wants to try and at least crawl back and just keep it a 3-point decision. Right now, it's major decision territory.
Right now, it's 4 points for Team Delaware. And as you mentioned, you want to try and cut that deficit under 8 points so that you're only giving up 3. Hear a lot of yells in the background for "Come on, Chris," and that means there are Delaware people here.
Absolutely.
Kind of always amazes me each year that with the Seniors Classic that you would think you would see more South Jersey coaches here. I know it's been a long, tiresome year, but I just think that they got to come out and support this a little bit stronger.
Well, we're going to work on that. We'll get some of the members. Me not being a member, I don't have to worry about that.
That's true.
17 seconds left, 10-2. Damiano trying to get at least a takedown. Cut that, but he's nothing to lose right here, Voj. I mean, you don't want to go for it all and get pinned.
Right.
But you get a takedown here and you cut it to a decision.
Right. And extending himself there is not a real good thing to do.
It's a takedown at the end, so finals 12-2. Drummond with the win.
Now, Drummond with the win, 12-2.
So Delaware now takes a 4-3 lead as we head to the heavyweight. And at heavyweight, we're going to see Larry Cassidy of Salesianum, who placed second in the state, going up against Jake Benson of Hamilton.
Jake Benson of Hamilton, 30 wins and 8 losses this year, 65 career wins. Larry Cassidy of Salesianum, 27-7.
Okay, but I'm sure you're going to mention, of course, we had Walker from Dulce, who was a senior, finished second in the state. Unfortunately, he's not wrestling tonight. How's that work? Who gets picked?
What they do is the coaches make up a list of all the eligible seniors, and it goes to the highest finishing seniors in the state throughout the district, regional, and state tournament. And what happened this year is that Walker was the highest because he was a state runner-up, and he was invited and declined. There were a couple of outstanding wrestlers who declined. One was Mac Mancuso, one was Dan Walker of Dulce, Mancuso of Holy Spirit.
Eric Dunn of Eastern was injured, right?
He was injured.
Fedecco hurt.
And Luke Fedecco was hurt. Anthony Sully of Delran is on a senior trip. So there are a couple of other wrestlers who would have given a little bit more strength to the Region 7 and 8 lineup, but it is strictly a volunteer type thing. You don't have to participate.
Looks like Benson either got poked in the eye or something there, Voj.
It looked like it. Of course, Joe Robinson, one of the coaches over there tending to him, along with Mike McAleer, who's the athletic director now at Pittman and the former coach.
We look at I was going to say, Voj, while we have a chance, we'll talk about the two wrestlers. Benson, 65-33 in his career, and Cassidy, 68-44. So a couple wrestlers with, not the gaudy numbers that you usually see.
Yeah.
Makes me think not a whole lot of experience or waited their time. They get into the starting lineup.
Right. A lot of times with heavyweights, generally, unlike the lower weight classes, they generally are not there as freshmen in the lineup. Maybe partially as a sophomore. It's before their junior and senior years that before they really, most heavyweights get into action. Of course, one of the exceptions was Tommy Curl when he wrestled at Paulsboro, was four-time district, four-time regional champion, and a couple times a state champion. So he was a power right from the get-go as a freshman. A lot of times heavyweights don't fall into that category.
Yeah.
John Groom is the official from Delaware in charge of the match. Al Maloney is the assistant. There's Tom Curl.
That's Nick Curl.
Or was it Nicky Curl?
Nicky Curl.
Yeah, who suffered injuries 2 years in a row. He well could have been the heavyweight for Paulsboro at the end of the year this year. In fact, as he wrestled right up to the time that he got hurt. And then Scope Zavatnaya had to fill in and did an admirable job. But Nicky Curl looked like he was really, really improving over his freshman year. So his sophomore year, he lost injury as well.
Okay, we're still scoreless here. First period, 20 seconds left.
Benson trying to get inside.
You probably saw Cassidy Voj wrestle. He was third in the Escape the Rock tournament. Weren't you there?
We were both there.
Escape the Rock?
I'm sorry. Escape the Rock tournament. Yes. I'm sorry.
We were at the Beast together.
Together.
Escape the Rock was the one where?
That was the one at Council Rock South High School.
Right. Cassidy finishing third in that tournament. Yep. So we looked at Delaware Brain Trust, scoreless first period. Second in the state, fifth in the state last year. And here's an escape for Benson. It's where you want to be in a scoreless match, on the bottom to start the period.
Right, and get the first point, because if it goes in that dreaded ultimate tiebreaker, you have the choice. Somehow, I don't think this will go overtime. Well, that's one of the rules you laid down going into this meeting.
Yeah, remember the last few years, I think the last match is always going to overtime. I know a couple of years ago that's how it was. 1-0. We're going to wrestle 16 matches tonight.
14 regular weight class matches and 2 wild cards, one for each team. And it's become something that both sides have looked forward to it in the past. Delaware has a wrestling alliance that promotes all-season wrestling for these kids and selects the team to compete against Region 7 and 8. And as I mentioned earlier, one of the things that they do, they get a stalling warning against the Delaware wrestler. One of the things they do in Delaware is they have wrestle-offs. They take it very seriously.
I was going to say, Voj, you put up the wrong hand, because I'm saying, wait, Benson's wearing green, but we knew who he meant, because I was going to say Benson's been the aggressor here, going right after Cassidy, taking the shots.
Yeah. And of course, once you draw that first stalling warning, it behooves you to keep the pressure on, because if you keep the pressure on, even if you don't get a takedown, sometimes you can draw that penalty point.
There's Benson right after him again. Can he finish this one off? He's got to know where he is on the map. Bring his guy back in, which he's doing.
Yep.
And there's the takedown. Not yet.
That crossface.
Now he's got it.
Spins behind.
3-0 lead.
Basic fundamentals. I want to try and keep him on the mat.
No time waste.
He wants to tie up those legs if he can. Benson's not following. Wants to break his man to the mat. Pick up the leg.
Got to bring him right back down, though. There he does.
Nice job by Benson. Again, you see when the wrestler's rear end is up in the air like that, that's when you want to try and flatten him out to the mat. Keep your wrestler flat on the mat, and keep his legs tied up. Then you can start working for some kind of a pinning combination.
Period ends, 3-0 lead, Benson of Hamilton.
No waste, late.
This team, Region 7-8 next year, Village, will be a very, very interesting team to watch because there are a lot of really good juniors.
Well, you know, one of the guys that we're looking at next year, and we certainly hope he competes, is that Anthony Baldessaro. He's been a treat to watch the last 2 years. His sophomore year, a state champ for Delsey, and his junior year, a state champion for Eastern Regional.
You know, I'm going to miss some names, but I mean, you got, if Stinson comes back healthy for them.
Right.
Stinson's only he's only a sophomore this year, right? No, he's a junior.
He's a junior as well.
So you got Stinson, you got Baldessaro, you got Duca, you got Greenwald, you have, I know I'm forgetting a lot. You got Taylor Walsh, who is, let me tell you, I tell you want some excitement in a match. Watch Taylor Walsh wrestle.
Yes.
Fun to watch, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we got some treats in the finals at the state tournament. Taylor Walsh providing one of them. Of course, Andrew Campolitano from Boundbrook, one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen in a state final.
You know, John, I want to talk to you in 2 years, and when it's all said and done, I mean, you got the Winstons, and you got the Grays, and you got the Blacks, and you got Joe Mercury. But when it's all said and done, and I don't want to jinx the kid, and you don't know what's going to happen, but in the next 2 years, but what we've seen from Campolitano the first 2 years, he could shatter he's on pace to shatter the state record and wins by 20.
Oh, easily.
I mean, the state record's 158, and he's on pace for 178.
Yes.
Still 3-0. Benson in control, doing a nice job on top and staying active.
Yeah, Benson's doing a great job, and of course this is the third wrestler in the history of this 25 years of competition to wrestle and represent Hamilton.
And we'll have another one with Bacalcus at 152.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course Hamilton had a great...
And at 112.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're well represented tonight. Pagano,
yeah. And of course, Hamilton had a great year this year with David Moriello coaching them. He ended up being, I believe, the Region 8 Coach of the Year.
That is correct.
And he didn't let the fact that the veteran Paul Moriello was his assistant coach. Didn't let him drag him down at all.
Absolutely. Father or uncle?
Father.
Benson trying to get some back points, and of course, down at the bottom, Cassidy's got to stay moving because he's been hit for stalling, but 10 seconds left. I mean, it only looks like we're going to get a decision here. And he's going to ride him. He's going to ride him out. Final score 3-0. So now, Region 7-8 takes a 6-4 lead after 3 weight classes.
Nice job by Benson. Nice job.
Turn the page. We get to 103. Joey Gladstone of Middletown against Anthony Knauer of Paulsboro.
Anthony Knauer, 36-6 this year, a district champion, 89 career wins. Joey Gladstone of Middletown, 43-3 this year. He was a 4th place finisher in the state tournament.
Knauer, a district champion and a region runner-up this year, Region 8. Knauer trying to work that takedown. He's got to watch out. We go back to the center.
Yep. Al Maloney, the official in charge.
Oh, look at that pick. He grabbed that ankle, though. Gets a nice takedown. 2-0 lead for Knauer.
You know who was so good at that in the collegiate ranks when he wrestled? One of the best wrestlers I've ever seen in the collegiate and Olympic level was John Smith, the current Oklahoma State coach. He was deadly with that.
And Voj, I believe his nephew is actually the top 89-pounder in the country, Perry. And we talk about Campolitano. I saw this Perry kid watch, who I think his dad was a former All-American.
Yes.
And I mean, what great bloodlines there.
Oh, unbelievable.
Wait till if you have a chance, go on YouTube and look up, I think it's Mark Perry from Stillwater, Oklahoma. Watch him wrestle.
Oh, there's going to be some great wrestling at the national level.
He's, I think, the top 89-pound senior in the country in high school.
Anthony Knauer, of course, went to the state tournament this year, and unfortunately, if you lose your preliminary round, you're out of the tournament, and that happened with two of Paulsboro's wrestlers this year, Anthony Knauer and Demir Rappa, both lost in the very first round, and their careers were over on the high school level, which is why it's so nice to see Knauer have another chance to come out and wrestle one more time, especially on his home mat.
Right, because Rappa at least has 2 years left, at least for him. 2-0 lead. Knauer finishing his career with 89 wins. Injured most of last year, Voj, and I think he wasn't even at 103 last year, so that's what's impressive. I think he was, 12, 19, 25, I don't know. He was all over the place.
Trying to make it in at 112, and of course, as you mentioned, being hurt, it just sidelined him.
He's got to watch out here.
Knauer was a District 29 champion, second in Region 8, third place over at Council Rock. There's Paul Marina lurking in the background, who was the head coach of Knauer this year. Knauer was also third at the brick tournament, and of course that's where he ran into Kurt Delia, the freshman from, oh my, quick 2-point reversal.
4-0 now.
Kurt Delia, the impressive freshman from Delsea Regional, who beat Knauer 3 different times this year.
Knauer trying for back points. Not going to get it here. Knauer also an excellent student, 3.8 GPA. On the mat and in the classroom. We like to see that, Voj.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Look out, he's going to get reversed.
Right there.
4-2.
You can't rush things out there, and I think Anthony tried to rush, trying to get back points, and you have to remember where you are and what you've got. If you got the lead, you don't want to do anything dangerous out there.
He's going to get an escape here.
Yep.
5-2.
Knauer, the 31st wrestler in the history of this competition to represent Paulsboro.
Oh, look out for the takedown, but I tell you what, he might fight this one off. I thought he was going to be taken down.
Oh, my.
Now, how about that move, Voj?
Oh, my.
How about a takedown and some back points? It's just a 5-point move.
Oh, boy. He lowers his hips. Could do even more damage. Oh, my.
Looked like he was in trouble there for a second.
Well, that's what I say. You have to always be thinking out there. He reverses that half. Now he's got to sink the half deep. Right there, he's got to sink it deep. Oh, my. He's got to stretch his man out.
17 seconds left in the period. Gladstone doing his best. Nice job by Gladstone to fight off the pin. He might come out with 2 here, but now Knauer works his way back, 10-2, as we finish the second period. Wow.
Great heads-up move by Knauer to put his opponent on the back.
Gladstone starts on the bottom. 43 wins this year for the senior from Middletown. Caution on Knauer.
Gladstone grabbing the ankle of Knauer. Wants to try and lift that if he can. Knauer wants to underhook at this point. Try to keep his man flatter on the mat.
A stalemate.
Try something else.
It's interesting at States, Voj, watching some of the officials that would call stalemate and stalling a lot quicker than others. Just different, I guess, interpretations of the rule. I don't know. What is that?
Just as much as there are different interpretations in different parts of the stage. You see the escape by the Delaware wrestler. different interpretations. There's different, even though everything's supposed to be the same, there are different ways of interpreting what do I consider stalling and what's the book definition of stalling. And the same thing, if there's no progress out there, do I hit the stalemate or do I let it continue a little bit longer?
By the way, with that escape, it's now a decision, not a major. It's 10-3, so Knauer needs at least a takedown here. Pick up an extra team point for Region 7 and 8. He's got to watch that backing up too, though, Voj. Now he sets it up, tries to take the shot.
He's got to be careful not to get that little dropped in this kind of a situation. Oh,
there's a takedown.
Oh, my.
Does he get back points?
I don't think he had him there for a 2 count.
Well, somebody's nervous. I can see it there.
Yep.
12-3, so even on the escape, Voj, you'll still have a major.
Yeah, you don't want to give up big points with 21 seconds to go.
He's going to let him go. I guess he doesn't want to take a chance at the reversal. A little surprised that he didn't try and hold him down for a little bit. Just when he sensed trouble, let him go. Kill some more time off the clock, but now it's 12-4.
And he's got to be careful. Now he's just trying to protect the lead, so you don't want to get called for stalling in the last 15 seconds.
Yeah, but if you haven't been hit once,
then it's a little bit safer.
Right. And it looks like he's going to hold on and pick up a major. 12-4 win, Anthony Knauer for Region 7 and 8. And they now lead 9-4. Some of the crowd wearing red, so I wonder what team they're for.
Good job by Knauer.
We get ready for 112. Nick Pagano of Hamilton, Kyle Condon of Caesar Rodney.
Pagano 32-6 in his season this past season and 110 career wins. Condon of Caesar Rodney 19 wins and 6 losses. Pagano a District 30 champion. Condon was 5th in the state of Delaware.
19-6 here, 5th. Kyle Condon.
So Pagano trying to get his wrist free so he can get a crossface, which would help him on a takedown attempt.
Pagano wrestling out of Region 8, which 112, by the way, Voj, was a tough weight class at Region 8. You had, obviously Zeislov, who finished 4th in the state, was the region champ. You had Rappa, you had Gillard, you had Esposito, you had Patterson, you had Pagano. What a loaded weight class 112 was this year.
Without a doubt.
Now Patterson, look out for him because he's a lightweight from St. Augustine, and you know who the head coach is at St. Augustine?
Joey Melchiori.
Yeah, and he was a lightweight, so I'm sure that can only help those lighter weights over there.
Without a doubt.
Oh, I'm sorry, Esposito was a 3-pounder from St. Augustine. So, but anyway, it's still a loaded weight class.
And Patterson was, I think, one weight above that.
Now, Patterson definitely was a 12-pounder.
Yeah. Thanks.
So 3 and 12.
Mr. Curl for stopping by and dropping off a container of water.
Makes it worth the trip down here, Voj. The 4 miles I drove. It might have been 5 or 6. It's not too far. Anyway, no score here. 112 pounds.
I know you were really looking forward to driving over to Delaware this year for the meet.
I know, Voj. Actually, I didn't mind that William Penn drive. Nothing yet for either wrestler.
No.
A lot of activity and no scores. Now look out.
Oh my.
Take down Condon.
They kept scrambling and got control.
Pagano's a kid with 110 career wins, by the way. Condon, Voj, only 48-17 in his career. It's probably only obviously with 19 wins this year. Maybe he was hurt a lot or hurt some this year. I'm not sure. But 48 wins in his career, but he's up 2-0 here after 1.
Yeah, and I think Caesar Rodney has quite a developed program over in Delaware. So I would imagine the caliber competition was pretty good this year for Caesar Rodney.
We're going to get a back count here, Vogue. Some back points, too.
Comes from the tilt. 2-point near fall. And a 4-0 lead for Cesar Rodney's Condon.
Condon 4th in the States last year at 103, 5th this year at 112.
Nice reversal by Pagano.
Cuts the lead, 4-2. And as we saw in the state tournament, you can be down 4-0 and come back and win. We saw Taylor Walsh do that.
Absolutely. And we saw Anthony Sully of Delaware with a
5-1 lead in the third period.
and end up losing. I tell you what, if you're gonna put the legs in, you really have to get them sunk in there.
Right forward, try.
30 seconds left in the period. Chris Pagano would like to try and get some extra points in this period because in the third period, he's going to be in the top position.
You might just see him start neutral. Who knows?
And that's a possibility.
See how he feels. He's got time to work on top here, and he might say, hey, I'm better off on my feet. Don't want to give up a point here than the final 14 seconds. Even if you can't, there's a caution on Delaware. Condon called for that one.
The quick start there was a little bit too quick. Second Hamilton wrestler has been in the lineup tonight.
We'll see one more for Caucus. Next year, Vogue, it'd be nice, and I know you notice there's no Concord High School wrestlers, but Concord High is a nice short drive for me.
There you go.
Commodore Barry to Naaman's Road.
Yep.
It's right there before you hit 202. Work on that. Third period, 4-2 lead, and we talked about this, and Pagano is starting on top. See how much time he gives himself before he thinks about letting him go and starting on his feet. I would think he's a little confident, Vogue, because he's been in this position the last 30 or 40 seconds of the last period, so he must think he can do something.
Well, and I think it was Condon's choice because Pagano reversed in the second period, and I think he was down 4-0, wasn't he?
Right, but can't you?
So in the third period, it's going to be the other wrestler's choice.
But can't Pagano say?
Well, he could have.
Right.
Yeah. Well, no.
Give up the point?
Well, yeah, he could have automatically given up a point.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So the other wrestler's choice, and he took the bottom.
Right.
You can, just let him go to start the period.
Exactly.
But that would have cost you a point automatically.
Right. But now you're still 2 down, and you just killed off a minute off the clock.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. He could turn him to his back and end up winning this match. But
you're absolutely correct. You must think he can do some kind of a pinning combination, or maybe doesn't feel as strong on his feet. Nice to see Tony Chillo, former wrestler for Paulsboro, now the athletic director at Paulsboro.
Second caution. One more, it's a point, right?
Yes, it is. Tony Chillo bending over backwards as the host, athletic director for this competition.
Now you see Pagano looking up at the clock. There's a stall point. Now it's 4-3, 5-3. So now takedown will tie it.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, 4-3. A takedown will take the lead.
It's 5-3.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say it's 5-3. Okay. 5-2. I don't know who got the point. I thought.
Yeah, the escape. The point was for the escape. There was a warning.
It's just stall warning. That's what I thought. I thought that was the first one. He's got to watch out here. He doesn't get taken down, and he does. So 7-2. And Delaware is going to pick up a big win here at 112 and now cuts the lead. There's a reversal at the end, maybe? No. 7-2 final. Kyle Condon, Cesar Rodney, the winner. And it's now 10-7, Region 7-8 over Delaware. Should tell us who we have up at 119, Voge.
119 pounds for Region 7-8. We have Hugh Nawn of Lenape, 25-3 this year, 114-31 in his career. He'll be opposed by William Penn's Michael Spriggs, 31-7 this year. Hugh Nawn, a 3-time District 27 champion, a Region 7 champion, was 6th in the state, 2 years a captain at Lenape.
Wrestle from Delaware, William Penn. 31-7.
Michael Spriggs,
in the state of Delaware.
6th in the state of in the state of Delaware this past year. So they both placed 6th in the state in their respective states.
At 119 for Team New Jersey. Season record this year, 25-3.
10-7 lead for Region 7 and 8.
3-time District 27 champion, also a Region 7 champion.
On 114 career wins.
There's a takedown for Hugh Nawn, even though his opponent was clearly out of bounds. Hugh Nawn was inbounds. Got control of the legs, and Ross Thomas accurately called a 2-point takedown.
So escape 2-1. But you brought up Chris Noddy a little bit earlier. Nawn's going to be wrestling at Nassau next year. Or, well, he's attending Nassau. I'm just assuming he's going to wrestle.
Right.
Remember seeing Nassau wrestle down at Gloucester County College a few times.
Very good Long Island team. Hugh Nawn wrestling for his high school coach, Joe Robinson, one of the volunteers for the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame. And Hugh Nawn, the 11th wrestler in Lenape history to compete in this meet.
Lenape had this nice run for years, Votes. Were there, top 5 team in South Jersey. Another takedown right there for Nawn, 4-1.
And stayed right with it.
Yeah, I almost called that a little bit early, and I know some officials do that, and you really irritates you, doesn't it? When they call the takedown too soon.
Well, you got to make sure, because there's no riding time clock. There's no reason to give a takedown too soon. In the old days, when there was riding time, you want to make sure you were right on it exactly when it happened, because that's when the riding time clock had to start. And that's what you see on the collegiate level.
Yeah, every second counts there, because that could be a point.
Yeah, and Michael Spriggs was still scrambling, and Norm was following him, but didn't have complete control until the last second, and that's when he got his 2 points.
And that's the end of the first period, a 4-1 lead for Nawn.
Looking very fundamentally sound out there. Dickie Howe looking on from the side.
Of course, he's been in this gym a few times. Cesar Rodney wrestling Paulsboro there for a while. What 3 or 4 years
I think it
run?
was a 4-year span or so. And they wanted to wrestle this last year, according to Paul Marina. He told me that they just couldn't find a spot on the schedule. And I think Paul's a little bit upset with what's going on in the Colonial Conference next year, because the Colonials they're not real big fans of quads. So there's a lot of situations next year where it's going to be strictly a dual meet.
I don't understand that, Budge. What's the difference? Just get them. I'd rather have like 3 quads and you get all your conference matches out of the way. And I can see your rivalries, like your Paulsboro West Deptfords, your Collingswood, Audubon, or whatever it would be at the time.
Absolutely. There's a stalling warning on the bottom. Absolutely. I mean, you want to see, and that was against Nolan, who has a 4-1 lead. You want to see Paulsboro, Collingswood, Paulsboro, Haddonfield.
Haddonfield, Collingswood.
Those are the key dual meets you want to see.
But you know that when you make the schedule, you have a pretty good idea. There are going to be times where you're wrong with the schedule.
Why have a dual meet with Paulsboro and Haddon Heights, or Paulsboro and Sterling, as these programs are struggling right now?
Sure. When all the money it costs to light up a gym and have the people here, and you're only here for 30 minutes, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But, Colonial Conference is the conference with money, I guess. They can afford to spend all that money on all those matches.
Well, I don't know the reason.
I'm joking. There's got to be a reason. Here's the escape now, 5-1.
Nolan staying active out there. First time I saw him wrestle this year was at the state tournament. Because we see mostly Region 8 teams during the course of the year.
Right.
And I saw him at the state tournament, and it was kind of, I thought it was kind of impressive there. And I'm glad he accepted this challenge to compete in this meet, because it gives everybody in Region 8 that attends tonight a chance to see somebody who's a quality wrestler.
Non taking a look at the clock, taking a peek, 5 seconds left, trying to steal a takedown, won't get it, and we'll go to the third, 5-1 lead.
And Delaware's choice, and Spriggs is going to take the down or defensive position. So if you're knowing here, how long do you ride?
Well, I have the lead. I mean, I guess you want to get some bonus points, but I don't know. I'd probably give myself 20, 30 seconds. If I notice I can't do anything, maybe let him go. Try and, get some extra team points here. Get some more points, build up that lead, try and get to a major.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to matter, though, but we'll see.
Ross Thomas.
And he's got to watch, too, guys, because he's already been hit for stalling, so he's got to make sure if that guy stands up, he brings him right back down, or he's going to have to cut him.
Oh, absolutely. Ross Thomas, the official in charge. Sean Felkins assisting. Nolan doing a good job that time of when the wrestler tried to stand up, just grabbed the ankle, pulled it out from underneath him, and took him down to the mat. But now he can't ride parallel. He's got to work on top, or he'll be called for stalling. Good idea to get that wrist, pull that wrist back. Try to get out to the side, work a half in.
We're obviously past the 30-second mark that I was talking about, but look out.
Oh, my. That almost backfired on Nolan.
Spriggs still in this match. He's down 5-1, but
hey, that's a quick reversal on back points.
Absolutely,
from a tie.
Yep.
Minute to go in regulation.
Non 25-3 coming into the finishing off the year 25-3, I should say. Spriggs 31-7. Right back down. We go right back to the center. 35 seconds left. 5-1. Not quite the intensity on the benches that you'd expect, but I guess it's an all-star meet.
Well, I was there last night when another caution on Nolan. I was there last night when they were giving the uniforms out and talking to the kids, and Joe Robinson and Gary McGurn both stressed to the Region 7A wrestlers last night. It's not an intense, as you see the escape.
5-2.
Not an intense rivalry, but it's something that Delaware has been very serious about the last couple of years.
Well, it's one of those, I remember at St. James, our rivalry was always these other schools, and they never even thought we were a rival to them.
Yeah.
But, Delaware winning last year, that gets the kids more pumped, thinking, hey, now we can compete. Sometimes you look and think, oh, my God, we've gotten beat, 20 out of 23 years. But they win last year and say, hey, maybe we can hang with these guys.
Yeah.
5-2, 11 seconds left.
Yeah, I think Dickie out going over and asked for the buzzer to be blown and had a question for the officials, but the score stays the same. It's 5-2 in favor of Hugh Nawn.
And that's going to be the final. 5-2, Nawn of Lenape. 13-7. Region 7 and 8.
Next up, 125 pounds. This is the first of 225-pound bouts. A regular bout and then a wild card bout. A.J. Fisher of St. Augustine Prep, 39-6 with 133 career wins. His opponent, Alex Palladino of Cesar Rodney, 27-11.
50-50.
Palladino of Cesar Rodney was second in the state this past year. A.J. Fisher of St. Augustine, a district champion, a Region 8 runner-up, and sixth in the state of New Jersey.
Fisher, I think, if I'm not mistaken, lost to Charlie Huff of Washington Township in the region final and then beat him in the wrestlebacks.
Yes.
To place sixth in the state. Or coming back to finish sixth in the state.
AJ becomes the sixth wrestler from St. Augustine Prep to compete in the Seniors Classic. Oh my. Alex Palladino with the takedown.
Yeah, not wrestling like somebody had 11 losses during the year, huh, Coach?
No, and of course we're not privy to
where he wrestled.
Losses.
Right.
Yeah, we're against. I mean, yeah, he could have started the year in the Beast of the East.
Correct.
And had a couple losses there. See AJ trying to step across. Palladino with a very tight hold.
Oh, look at that.
Wrist. There's a reversal by AJ.
Tied at 2.
For Team New Jersey, 39-6 this year, number 123-24.
AJ trying to get the near side cradle. Oh my. He steps across. Oh my. There's back points. He gets his hips out.
It's not going to have enough time, though, for a pin, but he'll pick up 3 back points and take a 5-2 lead into the second period.
Good move by Fisher.
Palladino of Cesar Rodney, 87 career wins. Fisher, 133. Palladino is going to be attending Sacred Heart University next year. Fisher still undecided. We're going to take a break real quick, Voj, before we get to the second period.
Wrestling tonight's 125-pound wild card match. For Team Delaware, playing Penn, 31-7 this year, 4th in the state of Delaware, TJ Kasula.
Welcome back. 19, what's it, Voj? 19-7.
Favor of Region 7 and 8 after a 248 fall by A.J. Fisher. Now we're at the wild card 125. Trey Pataki of Camden Catholic, 31-7 this last season, 96 career wins. He's wrestling T.J. Kasula of William Penn, 31-7 this year. See Pataki getting in, going for a takedown, and gets the takedown. Pataki, a district champion, 3rd place in Region 7. The Delaware wrestler, Kasula, 4th for William Penn in the state of Delaware this last year. The 15th wrestler for Camden Catholic to compete in the Region 7 and 8 Seniors Classic.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my, another cradle. Oh my. Oh, brother.
28 seconds left here in the period.
All he's got to do is lift and get his hip out.
There's
Oh,
the pin.
my.
25-7 now, Region 7 and 8.
And 1:41 the time of the fall.
If you're keeping score at home.
But the Region 7A wrestler is certainly taking this competition seriously after last year's match. And at 130 pounds, hoping to keep it going as Eastern Regional's Mike Crowley, 33-9 this year with 122 career wins. He's wrestling Seaford's Kirk Neal. Kirk with a 29-9 record this year.
29-9 this year, fifth in the state of Delaware.
Crowley, a three-time
We were
district
announcing it.
champion, three-time
Okay. The one before that one.
state qualifier after two Region 7 championships. Kirk Neal of Seaford was fifth in the state of Delaware this last season.
For Team New Jersey, season record this year, 33-9. Career record, 120.
Oh, my.
Three-time district champion, two-time Region 7 champion, three-time New Jersey state qualifier from Eastern Regional, Mike Crowley.
Mike Crowley on that high-powered Eastern team this year that probably would have done even better had they not had a couple of injuries, especially one to a returning state champion, Hank Stinson.
Can never recover from those injuries, Voj. I don't know if it was lack of depth on the team or, you know, and obviously they wrestled a great schedule.
Yes, very tough schedule. Oh, my.
2-1 lead Crowley. A lot of decisions early, and then the pin, A.J. Fisher at 125 with the pin.
And then Trey Pataki following that up with a pin. So back-to-back falls at 12 big points, extending the lead, as you mentioned, to 25-7.
Crowley, a two-time champion in the region, three-time state qualifier. Meanwhile, Neal of Seaford, 80-29 in his career.
Well, how'd you like to be in the practice room every day with
Crowley, Stinson, Baldacero,
Oh, my.
done it. Yeah, it's not fun.
certainly gives you a lot of competition.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my.
Kind of got a little sloppy there, Voj.
Well, he tried to move, but backfired.
3-2 Neal as we go into the second period.
Crowley will take the bottom.
We're tied at 3. And here's a takedown. 5-3 now, Crowley.
Now, you see the importance of that, getting the quick escape, but then just maintaining contact, keeping the other man's head occupied and spinning behind.
You know what that was, Voj? Remember Taylor Walsh?
Absolutely.
He had an escape and a takedown in a matter of 3 seconds.
Yep.
To build that 5-4 lead after he was down 4-0, and then eventually he ended up winning the match at the end. But he had a takedown he had an escape. Stayed in contact with the wrestler and just took him down on the line.
Yeah, it couldn't have been 2 seconds difference. And then, of course, at the end of the match,
Nice takedown there.
good takedown.
7-4.
Getting reversed and then coming right back with a
Yep.
reversal. Never quitting. But as we saw in that state tournament, when you get that far along, that caliber of competition,
There we go. Again.
there are no guppies in that level. They're all sharks.
I'll still do matches next year if there's matches to be done, Voj. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to have some homework. Come up with something new. The guppy shark thing has run its course.
Well, maybe it could be like some of those
7-5 now.
Amazon piranhas. Boy, how'd you like to be a coach of a team with this kind of caliber wrestlers? I mean, what do? You send them out there and wind them up and say, go to it.
It looks like that's what they're doing over on the Region 7 and 8 side. We're not going to have any more points in the period here, so we'll go to the third, 7-5 lead, Crowley.
I mean, I look over there and I see Joe Robinson and Guy Rislow and
Looks
Gary
like
McGurn.
are we looking at the rule book over here, Voge? See Dickie Howe pointing out something.
Well, I think it's kind of being embarrassing to an official to have a coach walk out there and show you something in a rule book. Intentional escape given, so it's 7-6.
Very curious to find out what that it was about, though.
Yeah, and if we had mics on the officials, but it's too many officials. We haven't got 4 mics.
Right.
Maybe we should have communication with Dean Sizemore, who's a veteran official over there at the scoring table. He's keeping the scorebook.
So takedown at the line? No, not yet. Oh, there you go, Voge. I can jump
Now
the gun.
there's 2.
I knew it. There's Dean Sizemore. It's a 9-6 lead in favor of Crowley.
And I think explaining to the person next to him what the question was.
Mount escape, 9-7. 15, 20 years ago, Voge, you could have made that walk over there and found out.
I know. That would take me 20 minutes to walk over and walk back.
There's about 100 more matches to go. You have time. 9-7 lead Crowley in a high-scoring affair. 1 minute left, third period. 25-7, Region 7 and 8 over Delaware.
And
Seniors Classic.
And this is a kind of an entertaining match because it's not a boring match. You're talking 9-7, a lot of scoring. So it means both wrestlers are doing things.
Crowley again taking the shot.
My.
Gets
Nice
the takedown.
shot. Yes.
Now 11-7. Running out of fingers, Voge, and toes. 11-8.
Eventually cuts his opponent loose.
Get one.
I dropped my pocketbook for $1 million.
And Crowley was, taken down on a sloppy move at the end of the first period,
Yeah.
but he's been in control of this entire
Ever
match.
since.
I mean, you look at the score, 11-8, but I mean, I think it's aside from that one takedown, it's escapes and
Yeah, that put him behind 3-2, and it was not a high percentage move that he tried. He tried something funky out there.
and he's been in control the whole time, and he's going to win this one. 11-8, 3 more points for 7 and 8. It's now 28-7, heading into 135. So 3 touchdown lead, Voge, as we go to 135.
There you go. And at 135, Matt Catalano of Highland Regional, second Highland wrestler tonight. 36-4 this past year, 129 career wins. His opponent from Hodgson,
Wrestler for Team Delaware from Hodgson.
Clint Harris.
18 this year.
And Clint Harris this past year
Delaware, Clint
had
Harris.
26 wins, 26-18, and was 5th in the state of Delaware. I would say the advantage definitely to Catalano here, who had some epic matches with Luke Fedecco this past season.
They do wrestle 4 times, and they split, I think.
2-2.
26-18 for Harris this year. We go back to the center, 30 seconds in, scoreless. 135 pounds. We started at 215, and we talked about 189, where there's a pretty good 89-pounder, Alex Thomas, waiting for Delaware.
Three-time District 30 champion.
Leon White, no slouch.
No,
And one of the class wrestlers in South Jersey.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Great football player, outstanding wrestler.
Great kid.
3 times he lost to Mac Mancuso this past year.
One of the champions with Highland High School, Matt Catalano.
There's the takedown for Catalano, trying to get back points right away.
Ross Thomas, the official from Delaware, in control of the match. Sean Felkins assisting him. Well, there was a very relaxed atmosphere last night when the wrestlers arrived here to get their uniforms and warm-ups. And as the coaches told them last night, listen, guys, this is a fun thing, but remember, you're still representing Region 7 8 as wrestlers, and we do want you to go out there and give an effort. And I think that the message did sink in.
Well, it's also a pride thing, too, Voj. Once the kid steps out on the mat, the competition kicks in, the competition gear kicks in. I mean, we go to the second 2-0 lead, Catalano.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. When these wrestlers come along when they're in the midget level and they start wrestling when they're 5 and 6 and 7 years old, by the time they get to be seniors in high school, it is something that they show a lot of pride in what they're doing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. I'm trying to cut back. It was him.
See one of the small fries is going to come by in a second with a Duke on his back.
Must be your relative. Brother, cousin. Yeah, we got two. Come here, trying for a Peterson. Nothing yet. You see him trying to get a little coaching, tell him what to do to get those 2 points, but nice job, Catalano.
Well, you see, Catalano never panicked in that situation. If you let go of what he was holding on to the body, if you let go, you can get reversed. And then when the bench told the Delaware wrestler to turn to the right, all Catalano did was just follow him.
And Harris doing a nice job holding his own here, only down 2-0 to Catalano.
Oh my.
I don't know if he's going to hold on much longer. We're going to get some back points, maybe.
Oh my. Got a reverse Nelson in now. He can suck him back with a reverse Nelson. He can get back points. I don't think he's got back point. Now he's got him. Oh my.
There's the potentially dangerous. What do we got? 1 point red.
A 3-point near fall, 1 point technical violation. He called a full Nelson.
5-1 now.
When you have that head in there like that, you've got to have an arm in with it. And if you lose the arm and you have the full Nelson in, they have to stop it right away. So even though you get 3 points for the near fall, you see a caution for the top man. Even though you see the near fall given, there was 1 point given for the technical violation, the illegal hold.
Now they escape, 5-2.
.25 seconds left in the second period. Catalano, as you mentioned, leading 5-2.
Trying to get a takedown here at the buzzer. As I said, Harris doing a nice job in this match. He got himself in a little bit of trouble midway through that second period, but only ended up giving up the 3 back points, so finds himself down 5-2. Catalano starting on the bottom. Take a look at the 7 and 8 coaching staff, the Brain Trust.
Yeah, the tall one, Joe Robinson, Gary McGurn in the middle, Guy Rislow to the right.
There's a reversal now, 7-2.
Gary McGurn, a former coach at Bishop Eustace, now the athletic director at Overbrook Regional. Catalano, complete control out there. Carmel Marina behind the Jersey bench. Just coming off a weekend of officiating the state tournament, chatting with Tony Chilla, the athletic director of Paulsboro.
Of course, Marina, a former state champ, I think 1975, was it? Something like that, yeah. 7-2 lead Catalano, trying to pick up some extra bonus points here for his team. Right now, it's just a regular decision.
Yeah, he would need 3 back points to get an 8-point differential. And I think Harris is battling not to give that up.
If he can turn him, he can pick up a major at least, get him on his back.
Well, you know, I think with a 28-7 lead, I think now the main thing is to keep control each bout. Just keep winning.
I disagree.
And you don't have to worry about any bonus points, although Catalano trying to get to figure 4 in the head and get back exposure. Still hasn't got his man turned far enough to get the count. Now we're going to get a call for potentially dangerous on extending the arm.
In fact, I think it was Southern and Jackson or whatever. It was a big lead, and one of the teams came all the way back. You never have enough points.
Never a safe lead.
Wait, you just said the opposite.
Well,
just worry about getting
your 3. I'm agreeing with you. There's I guess never anything such as a safe lead.
Okay, don't want you flip-flopping on me here.
No.
Okay. We might try it right here. He's got 4 seconds to get some back points. Will he get the? I don't think he's going to get the count. He might get 2. And he gets 2. He'll pick up a 9-2 win, so just a regular decision. It's now 31-7.
5 consecutive wins for Region 7 and Region 8.
We go to 140, Chris Potts from Delaware Military Academy.
He's going to be faced by Tom Breeder of Buna Regional. Buna 30-7 this year, Breeder 30-7 this year for Buna with 103 career wins. Potts 29-11. Breeder a 4-time district place winner, 2-time regional place winner, one of the captains for Buna. His opponent 5th in the state of Delaware this last year.
5th in the state of Delaware. Chris Potts.
He's already listed in the Marines, has Potts. Going to a military academy, guess not surprised at all. And the Eagle Scout. 77 and 56 in his career. So obviously, he's one of those kids that has obviously gotten better as his career has gone on.
Absolutely.
4-time district place winner, 2-time regional place winner. First in the 100 Central tournament this year. From Buna Regional High School, we found Breeder.
Breeder, the 7th wrestler in Buna history to compete in this competition. "68 different schools in South Jersey have contributed wrestlers to this competition over the 25 years. John Groom of Delaware is the official in charge on the mat. Alan Maloney, the veteran, who's back into the swing of things now. He took a couple of years off while his son was wrestling, but is back in full bloom this year as an official and is in charge of the cadet class this past year.
Talk about Buna wrestlers wrestling in this meet vote. It's one of my favorites. Bobby Hansen wrestled in 1995. South Jersey beat Delaware that year, 41-21. Bobby Hansen, what was he, a 4-time state place winner, I think?
Yes, and was inducted in the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame this last year. Now, as we mentioned earlier, John Joe Robinson, one of the coaches for the Region 7A team, and the Eastern and the Lenape head coach, wrestled.
Takedown right at the end there, 2-0 lead, 4 seconds left first period. It's a nice move by Breeder, stealing a couple points at the end of the period.
Robinson wrestled for Eastern High School in his scholastic days and was on the 1991 team that beat Delaware 41-22.
Sometimes we just have too much information.
Well, another interesting thing, Dean Duca, who is the assistant coach with Paulsboro, a longtime assistant coach, he and Joe Hollywood were teammates on the 1987 team that beat Delaware 52-15.
What makes that interesting?
What makes it interesting is that they were both wrestling back in '87 and both active coaches today
Oh, there you go.
on the high school level.
Yeah,
Hollywood-
I know you hate when I throw those little questions out at you.
Good question. Joe Hollywood into his, I think, 12th or 13th year as a head coach. Dean Duca, a longtime assistant coach to Paul Marina.
By the way, Breeder Breeder now up 3-0. Interesting, Vogue, 1988, Mark White won at 145 pounds. What's interesting about that is I figure if I say his name and I get pulled over in West Deptford, I can get out of a ticket since he's a police officer there. I can find interesting in everything.
Absolutely.
5-0 now, Breeder with the takedown.
Well, Mark White was one of our all-time great wrestlers to watch when he competed at Gateway High School. And now on our travels around South Jersey, we see him in uniform. And, one time I went up to the registration center in West Deptford, and Mark White was protecting us there inside the building.
By the way, you look good right now, Vogue. Look at that, right to his back. We're going to have some back points here.
Oh, my.
Going to get 3 more, so it'll be at least an 8-0 lead for Breeder.
Oh, my.
Trying to close things out. Plenty of time. Still 50 seconds left in the second period. Got a close eye on that, Vogue. What's he got to do?
Well, he's trying to bring that near side arm back, and of course that gave Breeder, the opponent, a chance to belly down on Breeder. Potts was in a lot of trouble there and got himself out of it. Breeder with an 8-0 lead, trying to near side cradle. Step across. Oh my. A knee under the butt.
Now 11-0.
Again, Potts squirms out of it. Potts is not quitting out there.
We go to the third, 11-0 lead. Tom Breeder of Buna.
And throwing everything at Chris Potts. Potts with the escape.
First points for him. It's now 11-1.
Oh my. Breeder just manhandled Potts on the mat that time.
Now looking for a tech fall. If he can't pin him, he's up 13-1.
13-2 with the escape.
Just trying to get some takedowns and build up that lead.
No takedown given because the supporting points of both wrestlers happened to be across the line when they went down to the mat.
Nice to see Boach, by the way. I wanted to bring this up. We talk about Breeder. There was a time where the Cape Atlantic would hold their banquet on the night of this event.
Yes.
But now we see Lower Cape May. We have 3 or 4 St. Augustine wrestlers, Hamilton. Nice to see the Cape Atlantic represented tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, one of my concerns was down to Region 8 tournament when we mentioned that these forms were to be filled out for the senior wrestlers. Joey Melchiori happened to say to me that they had a team function scheduled for tonight. I said, well, you got to change it, Joe. Well, you see a couple of St. Augustine guys here, so either they change it or they would rather come to this and compete.
Fisher, DeGalbo, Leon White. So we have 3. 14 seconds left, so it looks like it's going to be a major decision. 4 more team points for South Jersey. That means the Region 7-8 team is up now 35-7. So we go to 145. There's the bell, the buzzer. 13-2 final.
And that's going to bring us up next to 145 pounds. We're going to see Nick DeGalvo of St. Augustine Prep, 36-5 this year, 79 career wins. He'll be opposed by Eric Harper of Mount Pleasant, who is unbeaten this year, 23-0. Captain of the Team Delaware team, a state champion this past year.
Representing Team Delaware, 145 pounds.
Nick DeGalvo, two-time district champion, two-time state qualifier, two-time first team All-Cape Atlantic, two-time second team All-South Jersey, 79-13 in his career.
Heading into the city next year, Voj, will be attending LaSalle University. My good buddy John Giannini, Dr. John Giannini, the head coach of the basketball team here. I'm sure Nick's not going to be playing a little hoops, but going to get a good education over LaSalle. The Explorers.
We'll get a very good education. Unfortunately, no wrestling at that college.
Two-time second team All-South Jersey from St. Augustine Prep, Nick DeGalvo.
You know, LaSalle lost today in the A-10 tournament. I'm not sure if the crowd was as big for that event today as it was for the state tournament this past weekend. What do we have, over 40,000 people for the 3-day event?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was great to see that kind of fan participation. Yeah, you're right. I saw a couple of highlights and did not see the kind of fan support there that I'm sure that'll be there for the finals of the tournament. Right from the get-go on Friday night, we had over 12,000 people in there on Friday night.
Minute 10 into this one, and Harper right in on that one. Nothing yet, though.
DeGalvo definitely in trouble. DeGalvo stepping across.
How about that? Gets a takedown and 2-0 lead.
DeGalvo never quit on the move. Comes back, throws his hips across, gets his own takedown, has a 2-0 lead to a wrestler who has yet to taste defeat this season.
DeGalvo, a Region 8 runner-up. I think C.J. Cobb won that weight class. C.J. Cobb, the sophomore out of Williamstown High School. We got an escape now, 2-1. After this event, John Vogeding will be leaving for some treatment on that bad neck or back. Looks like he had a little pressure there, huh, Voj?
Little neck problem.
Mrs. Voj will take care of you. I talked to her before the match. She said, don't worry, honey, I'll take care of you tonight. 2-1 lead. DeGalvo over Eric Harper. Three captains they named to this senior team from Delaware. Harper, one of those captains, announced tonight. Coming in unbeaten, going to Delaware State next year. There's Mrs. Voj. Voj?
Yes, he is. Delaware State, of course, now the coach of Delaware State is a former West Deptford coach.
Ken Melchior? I don't know.
Kenny Melchior.
How about that?
Former All-American when he was at Lock Haven.
You surprised?
No, he always has had a love for
No, I mean, are you surprised I knew the answer? I don't know. Are you surprised he's coaching
Nothing
there?
surprises me with you anymore.
DeGalvo on the bottom here to start the second period. He has a 2-1 lead. Harper just picking him right up, bringing him right back down to the mat, which is what you have to do.
Kenny Melchior, after leaving West Deptford, was up to...
Wasn't he at Bridgeton at one time also?
Well, he's a head coach at Bridgeton a couple of years.
Locking hands.
And an escape.
On 2 points there, so it's a 4-1 lead for DeGalvo. That's a big point in the scheme of things here, Voj.
Absolutely.
DeGalvo right in on that leg, that ankle. Take your time and work it if you're DeGalvo.
Just walk it around. He wants to walk it around. Lift and turn.
Nice, Vog.
Grab the
Nice.
other
Nothing
ankle.
yet.
Got to move up. Still nothing. Still nothing.
Can you get it there? No.
He never got off the ankles. In order to get control there, you have to be above the ankles with the control on the legs.
Hey, the good news is, Vog, you just knocked 30 seconds off that clock down with a 4-1 lead. Well, for a lot of these wrestlers tonight, it's like, where's the closest burger shop, pizza place? You know what I mean?
Well, you know, the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame organization gets food for them. So after the meet tonight, I believe they have sandwiches and soda and chips for them.
Well, being a Gibbstown boy, I'm looking for a nice pork with sharp provolone.
Yep.
10 seconds left in the period. 4-1 lead to Galbo. Over to state champion of Delaware, Eric Harper from Mount Pleasant. 35-7. 7-8 leads Delaware. And we go to the third. 4-1 lead to Galbo. And Harper will take the bottom. No stall warnings called as of yet, so a little wiggle room for the Galbo.
And doing a good job over a wrestler who has yet to taste defeat this year.
Harper right out though, gets the escape. Now 4-2.
And the best defense here for the Galbo is an offense.
How's this word, Rose? He wants to be cautiously aggressive.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Can you be cautiously aggressive?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to take your shots, but you have to take conditioned shots. You have to know what is dangerous and what's not dangerous.
We go back to the center. 39 seconds into the third period. We're going to have an injury timeout. The Galbo appears to be injured. Looks like a leg injury of sorts, Foch.
Well, he was favoring that leg when they had gone out of bounds on the opposite side in the second period, so could be something that's aggravated. And with a minute and 21 left, he doesn't have a whole lot of breathing room.
Nice Wednesday in March, Village, 60 degrees. Of course, the temperature's supposed to drop about 15 degrees. So,
without a doubt, yeah, it's going to get chillier.
You spoiled me with some of these nice days. We had a great weekend down Atlantic City, weather-wise, and
Jerry Bolin, who had a state champion this year, and then Taylor Walsh in the state tournament, is now the head coach at Camden Catholic after being a head coach at Cinnaminson for a couple of years. He wrestled in this tournament back in 1994 when South Jersey won 40-21. Dan Calhoun, the current coach at Gloucester County College, wrestled on the team in 1995.
some sweatshirts, Mountain Wrestling, so I'm sure that's affiliated with Harper, being from Mount Pleasant. .103 left. Galbo still with that 4-2 lead. He's got to watch the backing up, though. Now he takes a shot. And on that leg again.
Well, that's what I say. Cautiously aggressive. Or as you mentioned, cautiously aggressive.
You can use that. If you want to use it down in the Nationals, feel free.
I may spread that around press row in the Nationals.
Absolutely. And the clock keeps ticking. He can get this takedown. He's in good shape here, but he's got to watch that he doesn't get taken down or put in a bad situation.
All right, with 30 seconds left, you don't want to give up the tying points because then you run out of time.
Right.
He's got the single leg, but he's got to make sure that he doesn't lose the grip on that, because if the man steps around and hooks the leg, he can get a takedown.
I was just going to ask, when do we get stalemate, or do we get it? And there we got it with 14 seconds left. There you see the clock. 14 seconds left. 35-7, reaching 7-8. The Gobble with a 4-2 lead.
And gutting it out.
Now I can afford to back up, Coach.
Absolutely.
They'll hit him, I'm sure. Maybe I'm not sure. 6 seconds left. 5 seconds left. Now we'll get the stall warning. There it is. 2 seconds left.
Well, when you have a 2-point lead and you have this little bit of time left, you can afford to go backwards.
And there it is. Final 4-2. The Gobbo wins. 38-7.
A very courageous and gutted performance by Nick DeGalbo.
Hey!
152-pound weight class is next, and we're going to see the third Hamilton wrestler in this lineup.
He votes. You're going to go out on a limb. It's over. Mathematically impossible. 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Yep.
Casey Sargent from Cesar Rodney, another state champion wrestling, against John Bacalcus.
Bacalcus, the third wrestler from
Hamilton, correct?
Hamilton,
Benson, Pagano,
right.
Bacalcus.
38-2 this year. In fact, because he carried an undefeated record into the state tournament before he ran into some buzzsaws.
Casey Sargent.
That's it. Keep working. Keep working.
Sargent with the takedown.
Bacalcus with a 3.2 GPA this last year. 3-time district champion, 2-year captain. 122 career wins, 2-time Region 8 champion. Most wins in Hamilton school history. Sargent trying to get a Spladle situation. Sargent 25-8, as you mentioned, this year, a state champion.
Big game guy, likes to hunt and fish, Vogue. Kind of reminds me of you. You're a big gamesman in your day.
In the day.
Mr. Wildlife, we called you. It's an escape 2-1.
Okay, now Bacalcus will have his work cut out. He's trailing 2-1. He has to generate some kind of a takedown thought. He goes in hard for an ankle. Oh my, oh my.
Takedown and back points. He's got to watch he doesn't get a little sloppy.
Got high.
Nice move by Bacalcus.
Continues to get the back points.
When it looked like he was in trouble, Vogie hung with it.
Yes. Didn't panic.
$7-2 lead Bacalcus. So after trailing 2-0, he's come back with 7 straight.
Yeah, I think he got surprised on the early takedown, and he's battled back from that. Trying to put a near side cradle on.
5, 6. 3, 2, 1.
So a little time left in the period. He wants to keep that locked up, and he does.
Good job.
After losing 44-24 last year, South Jersey looking for a little revenge. Had our favorite wrestler last year from Delaware go at it. Remember Alex Mead, Vogue? We saw him since his freshman year.
Yes.
Wrestled Dustin Decker to Pennsville and beat him 19-9. He was unbelievable to watch.
And Alex Mead at Oklahoma State. Now,
you are Mr. College Wrestling because you actually cover that. If you live in the South Jersey area, get the Courier Post during wrestling season. I'm sure, Vogue, you have stock in the Courier, so get the Courier Post every day.
well, the last, I think the last weekly update will be coming out on Saturday, and we had the national qualifiers this last weekend, so we have a slew of guys going to the that did well in the national qualifiers, and several that are going to the national tournament.
I did see you mentioned a couple earlier also, and because we talked about Lenape tonight, Doug Umbauer.
Doug Umbauer finished second in the CAA, lost to a kid from Binghamton. Second time this year he's lost to him. 2 of his 4 losses to the wrestler. But Umbauer will be going to the national tournament. Finished second in the CAA.
State runner-up, I think, one year losing to Ryan Goodman of Absegami, I believe. 7-2 second period. Pecaucus leads. Casey Sargent.
Ryan Goodman, you mentioned his name, is a senior at North Carolina State, but did not wrestle this year. He was involved with the football team and was a backup on the team, played a lot of special teams, but his wrestling career officially ended last year.
So the Region 7 and 8 team votes trying to knock off back-to-back state champions from Delaware. They did it with the Galbo winning at 145, and now Pecaucus, another Cape Atlantic wrestler, trying to do it here at 152.
Well, and as you mentioned earlier, it's so good to see some of these Cape Atlantic League wrestlers competing in this. Of course, open only to seniors. But we fought that battle for a couple of years where the Cape Atlantic League banquet would be held the same night. So we kind of like tried to let them know ahead of time when this meet is always going to be held after the state tournament.
And that was a shame, Voch, because remember, for a nice 5-year run, Absegami had those powerhouses.
Yep.
And a lot of those years missing out on some of those kids wrestling in this event.
Yeah, I think I finally got the message through to Gene Barber that, hey, move it a day or two. You know when this is going to be. It's not going to change.
This could be back points here.
Oh, my. Pecaucus doing a great job.
Trying to stretch him out. 5 seconds left.
In this period.
Won't have enough time for the pin, but he'll pick up 3 more, and he'll have a 10-2 lead as we go into the 3rd period.
Oh, my. Once again, we talked about the job that Dave Moriello did down at Hamilton this year.
There's a couple more. I think there's also another couple Pecaucuses too, Vote.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 2 more in the lineup this year. I think one was a freshman and one was either a sophomore or junior. Mike and John, or Mike and I forget the other one's name, but Phil maybe?
It may be. May not be.
Well, I'd let you go look it up.
Hand it to me, Vote. You got the book right there. Again in trouble. He's going to watch. He's reversed, and he is reversed. So down to a decision right now. It's a 10-4 lead.
Pecaucus fights to his feet, gets an escape, makes it 11-4. Closing in on 1 minute and 10 to go in the match. I mentioned earlier going into this bout, Pecaucus this year 38-2, 2-time regional champion who lost his only 2 matches this year in the New Jersey State Tournament.
Heavy.
But certainly did a great job of anchoring Hamilton this year to a district title. Oh my, another takedown and more back points. Oh my.
Gets reversed again though.
Yep. Got off bounds, got to rush that back point attempt too soon.
Phil and Mike Pecaucus, by the way, Vote. You were right. Should never doubt you. 9 seconds left, 15-6. Pecaucus.
9-point lead, that's 14 points. So all Pecaucus wants to do here is just not get his back exposed. Interested onlookers?
And he gets the escape, 16-6, and that'll be the final. Now 42-7. Region 7-8. We're at Paulsboro High School, the Senior Classic. The Region 7 team going up against the Delaware team. Is it okay to say All-Stars, Voj?
Certainly. They're
Okay.
senior All-Stars.
Okay.
160 pounds. Tyler McCord of Clayton, 29-5 this year, 87 career wins. His opponent, David Browler of Smyrna, 30-14. Tyler McCord, we had a chance to see him in the District 29 tournament.
And Region 8.
And where he was a runner-up, and the Region 8 tournament, Region 8 where he was a runner-up. Captain of the wrestling and baseball teams with 87 career wins. David Brower of Smyrna, 30 wins this past year with 14 losses, but 5th in the state of Delaware.
Wrestled 171 this year, Voj. Second in the conference at 171. Fourth at the War at the Shore at 189. And tonight wrestling 160. Is there a weight allowance or
Oh,
something?
yes. Yes, so it's always a healthy weight allowance. If the weight class is 160, at the end of the year it's 162. And on top of the 162, there is a 7-pound allowance.
Okay.
So actually, you'd have to weigh 169 to wrestle in this weight class.
Right.
And in all fairness, Delaware's been, their state tournament's been over for a while, and New Jersey just competed this last weekend where they had to hold weight. And some of these wrestlers have been holding weight for several months now, so you do give them a little bit of leeway at the end.
McCord in a little bit of trouble. Thought he almost had a takedown there. Now he's got to watch he doesn't give up to, and he doesn't. Clayton High School, I'm sure, hasn't had too many wrestlers. Maybe one or two wrestle in this event, Voj?
In the history of it.
I'm sure Scott Ware did in 2007.
Right, so and this is the second one in the history of.
So there you go. Scott Ware was the first.
Scott Ware was the first one. 0-0 with 15 seconds left in the first period. Of course, Clayton, we're referring to it as Clayton, but Clayton was a co-op program this year with Glassboro.
The Clip Dogs, Voj.
The Clip Dogs. And the shame of it all is that they're both small Group 1 schools, and because they were a co-op program, they had to qualify in Group 2, which they did this year.
Well, Glassboro does and has in the past competed in Group 2 in some other sports, but it's a shame because the tradition of the Glassboro wrestling program and to see that the numbers were so low that they had to do that, that's the only shame of it. I mean, I love the fact that that exists where you can have the co-op teams because it gives the kids a chance that want to wrestle, a chance to wrestle.
Absolutely. There is somewhere to go. Same thing with Woodbury. Woodbury traditionally was such a strong team years and years ago, back in the 50s and the 60s. They were a highly competitive wrestling team. And of course, when they started dropping enrollment and became a Group 1 school, and then they dropped wrestling numbers, they had an opportunity to co-op with Gateway, and it's been a salvation for wrestlers who never would have had the opportunity to compete.
1:17 left in the second. McCord with a 2-1 lead. There's a pose you're familiar with, Voj, looking up at the lights. Get it? Get it?
Only in junior high.
Brower back to the center. He's on the bottom. I mean, McCord's on the bottom, I should say,
Right,
and he has a 2-1 lead.
Howie O'Neill walking by the far side, which went through a great weekend of his first experience as the tournament director of the New Jersey State Individual Wrestling Tournament. Did a great job. Very grueling situation down there.
Can't believe I'm going to say what I'm about to say, but Vogue, we got to get different color uniforms for South Jersey. They're too close to the Delaware. Even red, which I know you wouldn't have a problem with. Brower doing a nice job on top, not letting McCord go.
McCord trying to go face to face with him, head to head. If he can free his leg, but he's not going to. McCord's got 23 seconds to come off the bottom and try and get an extra point.
That is a big point because if you can get a 2-point lead going into the third, it just everything's a little bit easier.
It would be huge. But Brower not having any of it, throws the cross body right in.
Come on.
And we're going to go to the third period. Looks like 2-1. McCord trying to stand, but he's not going to make it. 2-1, we go to the third. If you're just joining us, we started where, Vogue? 215.
215 pounds.
And we're at 160 right now, 42-7. The match is over as far as the team score.
Team score was history a couple bouts back.
We're tied at 2.
2 more individual bouts after this one. But that will be the 21st win in 25 years for Region 7 and 8 seniors.
And only 2 wins tonight so far for Delaware.
Yeah, which kind of surprised me a little bit. Delaware was so aggressive last year. And I honestly thought they would win more matches tonight.
Are we somebody shining a belt, a championship belt? What's that all about across the other side of the gym? You have any idea of it?
None. Although they gave championship belts out at the Council Rock tournament. All the champions there get a championship bout.
.110 left. And back to the center we go, tied at 2. It's going to come down to a takedown, or we're going to go overtime, Vogue.
Absolutely. And I know you love to see the strategy in overtime.
Yeah. I just say you let them go. Let them go till they had it. Stand up and wrestle. It's like hockey. Get rid of that shootout. I hate that shootout. Let them out there and play. I don't care if they play 4-on-4, but let these kids go out there and let them stand and wrestle. I don't care if they're out there 5 minutes.
We got one Stanley Cup game a few years ago when they went like 6 overtime.
Oh, yeah. Primo finally scored. Look out. There's a takedown. Brower.
Yeah, Brower spin behind.
4-2, so 40 seconds left, and we already saw how Brower is on the top. Very strong.
Come on, 38 seconds. Let's go. Come on, Todd. You got it. Come on. Come on. Get up and get it.
Stalemate.
You got to get up and get out. First move, Todd.
The match might be a nail-biter, this individual match, but not necessarily the whole thing. Here we go, 4-3. McCord needs a takedown. He trails by a point.
Got 20 seconds to do it.
Going right at Brower. 18 seconds left.
And McCord has to dig down deep and try and get in on the legs.
Tries to lock up the head. Now sticks the leg and spin around. Can he get it? Can he get it? Nothing yet, Vogue. 7 seconds. 4, 3. Got the takedown. Wow. At the end, 5-4 McCord. 45-7. Region 7-8 leads. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. 5-7, Region 7-8 leads. We go to 171, Vogue.
171 pounds, a hometown favorite. Jimmy Gentile, senior from Paulsboro, 39-4 this year. 99 career, more than that, over 100 career wins. Ty Snook of St. Mark's, 22-5. Ty Snook this year was first in the state of Delaware and one of the Delaware team captains. Gentile, 39-4 this year.
Picked up his 100th win in the Region 8 final votes and went on to place 5th in the state. Gave the eventual state champion, Brandon Ard, Vojo, a tight match, lost 3-2. Snook, watch out. Nice job by Gentile avoiding the takedown there.
So if he got his 100th career win, I think he had, what, 4 or 5 wins in the state tournament?
I would guess. You're asking me? I don't have my state brackets. Gentile gets that leg. Now he's trying for the takedown. There's his uncle looking on. Nothing. A lot of Gentiles going through this gym, Village, in the